So the other day, like any other college kid, I was walking around Walmart doing some shopping, and to my surprise, I found some Google Glass just chilling there on the clearance rack. Hey everyone, Tim here from QBKing77.com, doing a video encompassing the latest and greatest Android and tech news throughout the week. And no, of course, I did not find a pair of Google Glasses laying around at Walmart, but found it pretty funny. Some of you guys did too. Someone actually said, I think, something about Apple releasing the product early so then they could say Google stole their idea. Anyways, lots of news from this week. Right now, Mobile World Congress is going on. I don't want to go ahead and cover a lot of that now. I'll probably do a recap video covering all the Mobile World Congress goodies that are unveiled at the end. But I did want to talk about Samsung. They announced a Galaxy Note 8.0 tablet. I guess you could call it that. It's an 8-inch screen, 1200 by 800 display. Comes with an S Pen, 1.6 gigahertz Exynos A9 processor. It's quad-core, 2 gigabytes of RAM. You have an option of 16 or 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and it has an open micro SD card slot for extra storage. Comes with a 5 megapixel camera on the back and a 4600 milliamp hour battery. So pretty good specs for an 8-inch tablet. I don't know if you guys see it taking off or being popular. Again, it could rival maybe the Nexus 7, that kind of tablet. For that kind of use, it is portable. Some people can fit it in their pockets. It fits into bags easily. Maybe a student could use it, put it in a dock. But regardless, still a good option for a tablet. People looking for a smaller screen on a tablet, maybe not necessarily the 10-inch benchmark. Google has made another kind of announcement. They're holding their Google I/O on March 15th to 17th. Tickets can be purchased on March 13th. So if you're looking to go to Google I/O, unfortunately, I can't make it this year. I've got school, unfortunately, so I won't be going. But if you are looking for it, it is $900 a ticket. So kind of a heavy price to pay. I'm sure you'll see so many cool stuff. I'm sure you'll get a lot of goodies as well. I know last year I think they gave away Galaxy Nexuses and such, so Nexi, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, that you can actually order these tickets. You're going to want to do it right away because they sell out within minutes, actually. If you remember that last year. But 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, so you can figure that out on your own if you're not in one of those time zones. But that is when you can actually purchase these tickets. You're going to want to do that on March 13th, morning of March 13th. Make sure you get up early because you're not going to get them if you don't check the site right away and order them. So, again, it's March 15th to 17th. I really wish I could go. I'm sure you'll see a lot of cool Google Glass stuff and all that, a lot of demonstrations. But again, hopefully in the future I'll be able to go. Also, I did want to talk about the Chromebook Pixel that Google has announced. I'm sure you will see that at Google I/O as well. Maybe a couple giveaways for those as well. I don't know. But Chromebook Pixel, as I'm sure you've read, a lot of people are a little confused by the release. I was as well. I am as well because it won't sell very well, but you also got to look at the picture. MKBHD actually put out a really good video about it, talking about kind of how it was putting it out there to show manufacturers that they need to go ahead and bump up their specs for the laptops that have the Chrome OS on it, and maybe push developers to also put out these better, higher-end applications to kind of grow the OS. So it's definitely a good video. You can check it out. I'll link to it in the description. He does a good job at explaining it. In some other OS news, actually, Ubuntu is now, they have put out a developer preview, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen. I actually did a video showing you how to install it on the various Nexus devices, along with a full review of it, so you can check that out as well. It's really nice. I personally like it. Obviously, since it's a developer preview, it has a lot of bugs. I'm pretty excited to see it once it's fully functioning, fully working. It definitely has potential, for sure. So look forward to seeing that coming out in the near future. And also just kind of wanted to touch on the PlayStation 4. Sony did have that big event that they held, and they didn't even show off what the system's going to look like yet. I'm not sure if they're trying to keep it secret from Microsoft or just grow anticipation, maybe a marketing technique of theirs. They did show off the new controller. Looks kind of cool. It does have a kind of a touch screen right there in the middle. I think it's touch screen. I don't know if it's touch screen, but there's a screen there. I think it can be touched. But anyways, it looks kind of nice. The specs are fantastic. So expect a great experience, gaming experience with probably very little lag, very little loading times. What I'm worried about is going to be the price. We don't know how much it's going to cost. Also, the cost of games. I've heard a rumor that games could be $100 each. I don't know if this is true. I believe a game showed up on Amazon and it was selling for $100. So we will see, because if it does, that is pretty absurd. Let's say, just hypothetically, the console sells for $400. Games are selling for $100. Then you buy 4 games and you could have bought 2 PS4s with that. So it is kind of a hefty price with $100 a game. I don't know how well that's going to go over with public. Also wanted to make a very quick note that the Galaxy S4 is most likely going to be announced on March 14th. So if you're waiting for that, I believe they're going to have some kind of event on March 14th to host it. Also, I get a lot of questions should I buy the Note 2, should I buy the S3, or wait for future phones. At this point in time, I would wait. I'd hold off, wait to see what they come out with. Maybe the HTC One or the S4 would be options for you. But again, if you're looking for an S3 or a Note 2 and you're debating on whether to hold off or not, I would recommend holding off myself. And before I get to the Q&A section, I did want to talk about last week's poll that I posted and got some pretty interesting results. And the question was, if Android wasn't an option, which mobile operating system would you choose? And Windows Phone actually took the cake with 47% of the vote. iOS came in second with 28%. BlackBerry came in last, actually, with 11%. And then there was other being 14%. So a lot of people would just choose maybe necessarily a non-smartphone OS, maybe an older smartphone OS, such as WebOS, as opposed to BlackBerry. So BlackBerry not looking too hot on that front. I did get a lot of questions saying, why didn't I put Ubuntu on there? Because it's not official. So I'm not going to put it on there because you don't have that option to choose at the moment. I mean, you could run the developer preview, but it's very buggy at the moment. Also, I didn't put WebOS on there. I just figured that would fall under none or other, just because it's older and there's no devices really coming out with it now. I was actually a fan of WebOS myself. As Mark said, it just didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. And some people were asking what I would choose myself if Android wasn't an option. I would personally probably go with Windows, just because I run Windows on my PC, so it would kind of sync. I play Xbox sometimes, so so Dennis, there you go. There's your answer for that one. But yeah, I would definitely go with Windows. I might try out iOS for a little while. I don't know. I haven't tried out iOS that much. I haven't been a big fan of it, so I haven't really had a need to really dive into iOS and try it out. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this week's poll, posted at QBKing77.com. Go ahead and answer it. The link will be in the description of the video. But this week's poll is just a quick yes or no question. It's going to be, Google is coming out with Google Glass, as you guys know, and it has been said that the price tag is going to be under $1,500. We don't know exactly how much, but it's said to be under $1,500. So the question is, do you plan on buying Google Glass if it's under $1,500? That's a simple question, yes or no. We will see how many people, and be honest, just say, I want to buy it. No, I'm asking if you're going to buy it. So you are pretty committing to wanting to purchase it once they release it. And I'm interested, if you do say no, you're not planning on buying it, or even yes, why? Because I don't know if it's too much, or you don't think the features are going to be worth it. It'll be interesting to hear from you guys, so you can leave a comment over on my site, or even on YouTube here. And we are on to the final section, the Q&A section, where you guys ask me some questions on the comments, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and I go ahead and pick some and answer them on the show. So go ahead and feel free to ask some now. You can leave a comment, anything like that. I might just pick some and show them on the show. But anyways, I have one here from Devin Provost, and he wants to know if he wants to become a blogger about Android news. Do you have any suggestions or tips? It's actually pretty easy to start a blog. You can, depending on how serious you want to get, if you're just doing it for fun, casually, get some ideas out there, you might want to look into starting a Blogger profile. I think Google runs Blogger. But if you want to get into your own website, you can look up WordPress. It's pretty easy, fairly easy. I mean, it's difficult at first. That's what I'm getting into. I still don't know very much about it, but I'm still getting into it, learning it. You might want to look into that if you're getting into more serious things. I don't know what your main goal is, but also you want to try and get your own kind of twist on things. There's a lot of Android news sites out there that do a lot of the same things, which is fine. I mean, there's a lot of great writers out there. Trust me. There's many out there. You just want to get your own twist. Like what I try and do is I try and throw in videos along with articles to try and incorporate the two. Because personally, I would prefer to watch a video and read as opposed to just reading an article or just watching a video. So it's just kind of my preference. So I try and mix my site up with articles and videos as well. Throw in maybe, like I do, polls as well for people to answer. Get some conversation going. I always love talking to people about various Android and just technology stuff as well. So in recap, my tip to you, maybe look up Blogger, start up a website there, or even look up WordPress. Those are just my 2 suggestions. And the next question, Thal7308 wants to know what phone I'm using. I get that question a lot. What do I use as my daily driver phone? As I do have other various ones, S3 Note 2, Evo LTE. I do have an Nexus 4, but I can't use it because I have Sprint, so I don't have I don't use a carrier that uses a SIM card. So right now, my daily driver is the Note 2, which I love. I would think about switching back and forth from the S3, but the Note 2's battery life is noticeably better than the S3's, so I stick with the Note 2 just so I can make sure I have that maximum battery life. However, I would consider using the Nexus 4 as well as an option if I could, but I can't right now, unfortunately. I'm definitely thinking about switching carriers. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I'm still under contract anyway, so I've got about a year, so it's not on the forefront of my mind. Anyways, that's it. So that's it for Q&A. Only a couple today that I went ahead and found. So figured that was enough time. But again, if you have questions, feel free to ask. Also, go ahead and answer the poll. Let me know what you think maybe about the Note 8.0, anything. Anything covered here. So looking forward to seeing your comments. Be sure to subscribe as well. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. All links will be in the description of the video below. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up.